Hello guys! Today I want to talk to you about and show you guys how to forge the best experimental items, okay? I'm gonna explain what they are and what kind of glyphs, runes we use with it, and how to aim at the item you want, to aim forge the item you want. So if you're new, check the whole video. If you're old to the game and you already know the basics, skip this part. Go to the part where I use Tunklab to show you how to forge the item you want. If you're liking my content, please like and subscribe, and let's go. So first of all, here we are on Tunklab again, and I'll show you guys this part, and you can check it on this link that will be on the description. So there are three kinds of items that we can forge or drop experimental affixes, okay? Gloves, belts, and boots. They all have three different experimental affixes each. And that's why I'll show you today with these boots, these belts, these gloves, and these boots. There are two ways to get experimental item. One is dropping them from the experimental mages. You'll find them all over the map. And the other one is using a Glyph of Insight. So if you get this Glyph of Insight, you change a prefix into an experimental affix. So I can choose this one and forge, for example. I'll get a glove here that I can do that. So for example, these boots, I can get this move speed and I can use a Glyph of Insight and turn into an experimental, okay? Now, this experimental can be sealed. For that, we will use the Rune of Research, okay? And when we use a Rune of Research, we get a chance to drop a Glyph of Insight. That's very important. So if you want to farm these glyphs, you kill every single mage you find in the way, and you get every single experimental, and you use a Rune of Research on them, even if you don't want them. I don't want this one, so I use it, and it dropped. Great, thank you. YouTube will be thankful for that. And that's how you farm these ones. And now I got a free slot to farm. Oh, now about Tunklabs. So in here, in Tunklabs, we can see that every experimental type of item is based on a different way to get to the experimental affix you want. Okay, so for example, gloves, the experimental affix type is determined by the total affix tiers. So if I have a prefix on 5, one on 4, and another 2 on 5, and no sealed, I'll get 6 to 7 wards gain on kill. Yeah, that's it. At tier 2. If I want to raise this, then we can read here. Experimental affix tier is determined by the following condition. Default tier 1, you always have it. +1 if the item has two affixes that are in the same tier. 5, for example. If I change all of them, I'll lose this. So 2 on 4, that's easy to get. Two suffixes, sorry, it has to be a suffix. Suffix is the lower part, prefix are the upper part. In here, you'll see like this, suffixes, prefixes. In here, you'll see prefixes above, suffixes below. If the item has a sealed affix of tier 2 or higher. If it has a tier 7. See, if the suffix is a tier 7, it already messed up because it's really hard to get 2 tier 7s. So let's say I have a prefix tier 7, and if the item is exalted. If you have at least one tier 6, it's exalted. So if I got a glove on this, I'd already have a tier 5. Now, you can see that if I want another experimental affix, I'll have to change the sum of the affixes. So let's put them higher. No, it does. It has to be a level 4 prefix. So let's change 2 tier 7 suffixes, and then, well, this is unreal. 2 tier 5, okay. It's still 23, so, my god. 2 tier 6s, okay, that's possible. So it changed. In here I'd get our experimental armor, okay? Armor apply damage over time. And the other one is ward per missing health. So if I had a 17 tier, I'd be able to forge ward per missing health. Now, let's say I want a higher tier ward per missing health. Here. So if I have a tier 7 prefix with 21, is it 7 multiples? Is that what it gives ward per missing health? Maybe. But if you have all of these, it'll be tier 5. If I have 21 tiers, I'd get ward per missing health. So let's get one of the gloves. I have a glove here. I have a tier 7 prefix. That's already good. I have a tier 3 here. And I'll put a tier 1 here. I'll put any. Okay, so I depend on luck here. Okay. If by any chance I turned this into an experimental now, I'd have 1 and tier 3. Dodge rating, a tier 4 dodge rating per endurance threshold. It's not bad. Sincerely, it's not bad. But yeah, I'll have that. That's pretty much okay for me. So I use a tier of insight and bam, I have it. If I want it, I can. Yeah, that didn't work. I could have sealed it, and if I had more forging potential, I would have put something else. But that's it on the gloves. Okay, guys? Continuing on, we'll see that on belts, it's different. As on gloves, we needed total tiers, the sum of the tiers of the items. On belts, it's about the level requirement, okay, that decides the experimental affix that it'll be. So if I change these, it'll still be volatile zombies. So if you change the tiers, it'll be the level requirement, and it'll change the level requirement. So that'll change the experimental affix. So let's fill these up. These are the same, okay, default tier 1 plus 2 suffixes in the same tier. If the item has a sealed affix, I'll put it on 1. No, it has to be 2 or higher. If it has a tier 7 prefix, and if the item is exalted. So we got it all okay. Now, we only have to change this part for the item we want. If it's at experimental ward, then it's ready. If it's not, let's put this one on tier 1 and we can change it. On tier 2 it's another, on tier 3 it does. You can practically use this to change. You get a tier 7 and the tier 2, 1, 2 and 3 will be different. And then you can change. So on belt, you have to worry only about these others to get the best, of course. So let's get to our belt here. I got a tier 7 suffix. So it's already something different. And I'm not gonna make this condition. My level requirements right now on this belt is 58. Because I got a tier 5 fire damage, a tier 2 mana regen, and a tier 7 dodge with a tier 1, a tier 7 dodge, it's here, and a tier 1, the suffix and nothing sealed. So right now, I'd get this with a level 66 requirement, 68, what's different? 5, 2, 7, 1, I don't know why it's different, but that's it. It's pretty much the same. So let's say I want something else. So what do I have to do? First, I have to seal something. I have to seal at least a tier 2. Done. Great. And now I have to put something in here. Already got fire damage. Let's put elemental damage over time, whatever. Okay, so let's see. Now I have a tier 2 sealed affix with a tier 1 prefix. That's what I was missing. Tier 1 prefix and the tier 1 suffix. With a level requirement of 54, it's still 58. Maybe it's because it's from Circle of Fortune. Maybe. So if I forge right now, it'll be this one. Traversal skill cooldown. Let's try to reach a tier, a better tier. So I'm not gonna get it. I already have a tier 7. This one I'm not gonna meet. But if the two suffixes are on the same tier, I'm also not gonna meet that. So I'm gonna raise this as far as I can. Then I'll just forge because I got like this. Oh, right now it's +2 to volatile zombies because the level changed. And this level is different. 67, no, it's the same. That's it. So if I want volatile zombies, I do this now, but I don't want it. So I'll raise one more level. Experimental mana, so I'll accept that. Bam! Tier 3 experimental mana. That's it for the belts, guys. Now we go to the last one, the boots. Here. So, in the boots, the affix time is determined by forging potential. So we got less conditions. Don't we know it's the same? Same conditions, okay, to determine the tier, but the type is determined, oh fuck, by forging potential. So here we go again. We gotta fill out all the requirements, a tier 7. Same tier of 2 suffixes, a sealed on tier 2, and a prefix lower than 5. And we got it. Now, if I do this, I'd get tier 5 minion damage. My Beastmaster would love this. I'ma do it. I'ma do it on my Beastmaster. Alright, so I have these boots on my Beastmaster. They have one tier 6 and a tier 6. 6, 6, a 5, and a 4. And I have no sealed affix. With 59 forging potential. I can't change that. Oh, here. Here. So right now I'd get tier 2 minion damage. My only chance is to seal this. To get a better tier. So let's try. I have 1. That's all I need. Go! No, it wasn't sealed. So right now, I'm effed. It didn't work. That's it, sadly. So I had to come back to this bad boy and try again on these. So these boots has tier 7, tier 2, tier 2, 3. 2, 7, 2, 2, 3. It's 3, 2, right? 2, 3. Okay, so this is right now. This is what I have now. If I turn this into experimental, it'll be minion damage, which is useless for my spell blade. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna try to seal this movement speed first. Great, now I have this. 2 suffixes at the same tier. Great. Now I have this. And I have 0 here, so I'll put 1 here. And my forging potential is 22. I have to pray so I won't lose all my forging potential. Oh, now this. Thank you, God. This is very, very good. Now, here we go. I have a tier 2. So with 22 forging potential, so wards on a traversal skill. This is pretty much good. I'm gonna get this one. Tier 5? Yes, tier 5. So this turned out to be a pretty good boot. And if you guys want tier 6 experimentals or tier 7 experimentals, there's only one way, and that is killing experimental mages on high corruption. I'm gonna try and find one real quick. Alright, so I couldn't find it, but let me see if I can. Exiled mage. He's considered a boss, and this is the damn boss you gotta kill to get the experimentals. But there's no drop rate here on him, sadly. So that's it, guys. I hope you liked this quick guide on how to forge the exact experimental item that you want. Next, I'm gonna make another types of these guides, and I hope you guys enjoy it. If you're liking my content, please give me a feedback, like and subscribe. And if you want any type of video, also tell me. See you guys later.